Hi Felters, and welcome to my August catch-up, where I'm just going to show you all the other things I've been doing alongside the advent calendar, which I can't show you. So I'm showing you some of my crochet. We've been away, and a little bit of my snow leopard. So, oh, this is Gracie. I'm trying to finish my Hexie cardigan, and here it is all done. Gracie thinks it was great to lie on. So I've done some granny squares at the back. So this is my first ever crochet wearable. I haven't steamed it yet here. So I bought this garment steamer because I think if you wash and block a big garment like this, it is really heavy and it will stretch it too much. So I bought a steamer, and it's really cool. You just hold it on it and sort of run it down, and it literally makes it sort of loosen up, hang better, and it also drops down. You see how I've done that side on the right, and the difference, it's incredible. I do actually think when I look at it, I prefer it not steamed, but it would get washed eventually one day. Now the sleeves are a little bit too long. That's me being inexperienced. I quickly hung it out the window to dry, and here it is all done. So I am really super happy with it because it's the first thing I've made that's really wearable. You can see the sleeves there are just a bit puffy, but I think it's fine, and I'm really pleased with what I did. It's based on Passionate Kelsey tutorial with little bits added in, and I did do the edges as well, but that's all done. So yeah, really pleased with that one. Made this, which is a front cover, and it's got a beautiful bobble stitch, and it's going to be a hot water bottle cover. So I'm just doing the second side, which is going to be plain, so that you've got a slightly thicker side and then a thinner side. This is the wool I'm using, which is Fjord DK, and what's the name of it? Not really sure. Nordal 4559, anti-pilling, King Cole Skipton, Yarndale, and that's the number of rows I started on. So I'm doing it from a Cosy Rosie crochet design, and I'm just sort of making it up myself. Her design is this front bit, and she has one which has a sort of folded opening, and you can pop your hot water bottle in. I'm just doing it slightly differently in a sort of lazy way, but isn't it beautiful? The colours are so pretty. Here we are, I finished it. I'm so pleased with it. The bobbles are a slightly sort of thicker side, then I did a plain side, did a little sort of tubing going up, and it works so well. I've been using it for the past few days. Really simple design. I sort of winged it on my own a little bit with not doing an opening. I've crocheted it in. Don't say anything, anyone. I can easily undo it when I need to change the hot water bottle. And look at these flowers that my mum-in-law got me. Aren't they beautiful? But yeah, Cosy Rosie Crochet. You'll see it, hot water bottle, on YouTube. I'll try and link it below. So this is that stretch of wool all finished, and they just do such a good, neat job. It's amazing. It's hard work though. This is my crochet blanket being very well used by the dogs, which is good, and it goes really well with the lounge. Gracie, she's got loads of beds throughout the house, but yet will sit here. So this is, like I said, a huge range of things that I've done throughout the month just to try and fill you in, and like I said, not show you the felting that I'm doing for the advent calendar. This is one of my favourite lunches, poached eggs on toast. Oh, we had a bit of a couple of days of stormy weather. Considering how hot it's been, it was actually nice. And then we've had some hedgehogs that have been on our lawn out the front for several nights, and they are absolutely adorable. And you go out and they're still, and then they go, oh, I'm off, can't be bothered to stand here anymore. And they're not really that scared of us, but we obviously keep our distance. Then I was trying to use up the rest of the wool to make a little headband, because I have a green top when I go out walking with the dogs, and it worked, so it's really good. So it's quite a lightweight one, which is good for summer, just to keep the hair out of my face. And then my daughter has chosen a blanket for university. It is a daisy granny square, I think you'd call it. It's off a tutorial on YouTube. So I'm trying to make that before she goes. I then had a go at knitting some socks. I don't know why I thought I could. So these are vanilla socks from Crazy Sock Lady. That's a little bag I've got, which I put them in. Oh, I thought I could do it. So the ribbing went badly wrong, so I pulled it back twice. And then on the third go, I just ignored the fact that the ribbing was awful. So this is me pulling it back for the second time, I think. And then I got quite far, so I ignored the ribbing, and then I just dropped a load of stitches. And I tell you what, it's not like crochet where you can fix your mistakes, and I just gave up. I don't know how to pick up stitches. So I will have another go at knitting at some point in the future, but I found it very difficult to get it exactly right. And then when I lost stitches, I didn't know what to do. And then here's me just doing a bit of work on the snow leopard. So as I've said, my daughter's going to uni, so we made the Ikea trip to go and get her a load of stuff. And I saw Ellie from Craft House Magic do an Ikea visit for storage ideas, and I thought I would just show you some of the amazing storage things that they've got at Ikea. Look at these. You could put your wool in them, keep them in the lounge near you. I've tried to get the names of things and some of the prices. Great little trolleys. I like this one because you can hide the wool at the bottom, and then you could use it as a coffee or a tea table. These are great because it's completely hidden. And then there's a really nice, these are lovely wicker ones. Honestly, there's so many things there. Look at this chair with the footstool that you can keep your wool in. It was really comfy. I sat down in that. This is unusual because it's a sort of probably for a TV to go on top, but you could store things underneath, which I thought was quite nice. Loads of drawer units. Obviously, I'm not going to show you all of the sort of bedside table ones and all the other things. This was nice. Really like this, and they've done this setup for a sewing table, and I think that wasn't much at all. Was it 20 something pounds? But yeah, the drawers worked really well. You could paint it. You see how they've got some crochet there, all sort of done. Nice little basket to put your fibres in. And then they've got these units, which are really well known in, well, definitely in this country. But I didn't realise the amount of things you can put within these units that are really neat and look great. So the Calyx shelving. But look at these drawers. They're so smart. I really like those. And then you can just have a cupboard door so it opens. Because normally I just think you have those baskets that you pop in. These are my shelves that I've got behind me in my office because I really like the colour. I unfortunately can't fit any more shelving or anything else in this room. I wish I could. I would have that one just there to the left. These are great if you want your felts behind glass. They had some other things later on, but they have glass units. Absolute basic shelving units, really great. My son's got 4 of them in his room, all his Legos on them. But what strengthens them is the wires behind. But you see, they're such a good price. These wires, when you put those on, really strengthen them, so it's perfect. Corner unit one there. So for a really small price, you could get these. And look, these little tray things that fit in them. Imagine having all your wools in those. How smart would that be? And like I said, budget range. They've got drawers as well, which I didn't know that they did the drawers. And you could paint them whatever colour you wanted. And then they've got so many trays and trays, whatever storage trays that you would like, whatever colour. We've got lots more to look at. These have been very useful. People have them beside them in their lounge, so you can just put everything on them and wheel them about. Or you could just have them in your studio with the fibres that you're working on at the moment. And you can put a little tabletop sort of on the top. So that's quite nice and keeps it all neat. If this is not for you, obviously just forwards it, by the way, another sort of couple of minutes. These are, they're not glass, they're plastic. But you could display your felts in there. I thought that was quite an unusual way. And then these drawer units are super popular with lots of ladies I follow with studio vlogs. They fit under your desk. Very standard range, but it's the fact there's so many drawers within it, so you can store so many things and you know exactly where everything is. Lots of different shapes and sizes, and a relatively okay price. I thought this was nice if you're struggling for space and you've got stairs. Imagine if you could put all of your wool under the stairs. I thought that was a nicely displayed area. And then these are for under the bed. So again, if you're running out of space, storing wool under the bed neatly. I thought these were quite nice because they have a lid to them, so you could stack them. They use them for fruit, but you can see what's inside, and you could put a lid on to stack them. So I thought that was quite smart. And then these are normally the basket ones for the other units. This was quite a smart basket. Hadn't seen that one before. But they've got, you know, tons and tons of different styles of basket, whatever colour you want. But if you're sort of struggling a bit for storage, I do think Ikea have got far more than you think they have. Those are quite nice, the wicker ones too, but your wool catches on them, so you have to be a bit careful. And oh yeah, this is great for craft fairs, £13. I don't think you can find them much cheaper than that, and then you can stack them on top of each other for height, so that's great for a craft fair. And then this was all the sort of wicker basket. They'd be really smart for craft fairs and displays. But like I said, sometimes your fibres catch on wicker. These units fit on the wall, and you can put stationery and loads of things in them. They're quite well known for these. But it's the fact you can make up any sort of system you want. And then I went and looked at the frames and got quite drawn into the box frames. I actually purchased a few. Great, £7, great price. And you can do some sort of 2D, 3D work. Those were the ones I purchased, 3 of those, and I'm going to put some mushrooms in them. But yeah, lots of good priced box frames, because I think box frames work the best. And then they've also got a lot of fake plants if you wanted to make your craft fair display look better. So, you know, lots of greenery. It's just natural and it looks good when it's alongside, say, you're doing woodland felts, things like that. So, and again, excellent prices. I really like this one. I think loads of people have one of these. Put a comment on if you've got one. I've got one. My daughter's got them. And then they've got these fake flowers as well, which is great. But look at these cherry blossoms, not those white ones. Look at them. They would look so good on a stand. Oh, it would be amazing. And there we are, all filled up with our basket. I don't know how we managed it, but off to go and pay for it. And then we went to Edinburgh to visit my dad, and my daughter came with me, Emily, because she hasn't been up to see them. And we went up to an Airbnb just below the Cairngorms, and so we had to drive through, because I've never been. It's a national park in Scotland, and it is stunning. I didn't get you tons of shots because we were driving quite a bit, but we went to this gorgeous Airbnb, and you'll see why I've included this. You'll see why I booked it in a minute. It was a cabin, purpose built. It's the cabins at the Roost in Erich. I'll link this one down below because it was amazing. The bed was super comfortable. It was like queen size. It was so big. And it's beautifully done. It's like a sort of arch to the top. It's all painted. So the bed was comfortable. The sofa was comfortable, which you don't always get in sort of places like this. The kitchen was perfect, had oven, everything we needed. It was all deer themed. So that was really, because obviously in Scotland, bathroom, see how it fits into the curve, but it was, you know, huge, plenty of room, absolutely stunning cabin, and look at the views. It was so peaceful and private. Barbecue area and the mountains in the distance. There was one cabin beside you and it had a hot tub as well. So we did go in the hot tub, but the cabin beside you, so private. They're building another one actually. I can thoroughly recommend it. So in the morning, I had a cup of tea and I messaged the lady because the sheep that she has weren't in the field behind me. And I was like, oh, I wonder if the sheep are there. And she went to get them. And this is why. This is Zoe. She went out with a bucket and brought them over. These are her husband's Hungarian Raka sheep. And I don't know if you guys know, I did make a Raka sheep a while ago. They are so distinctly unique. They are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I can see why you would want. There's my Raka. The face isn't perfect, but I gave it a go. But I told her I made sheep and I knew what the Raka breed was, and she was like, "Oh no, most people don't have a clue about them." So Hungarian Raka. So she's got the two at the front there that are really friendly, were bottle fed. So that's why they were like ready to be fed. They were absolutely fine. Then they've got some lambs and some others further back that weren't so, you know, confident around people. But look at them. I've left all the footage in because I just thought they were absolutely gorgeous. They're so unique. And I didn't feel, with goats butt you with their horns. I didn't feel that the sheep would even think about doing that, even though they are big, sharp horns. But yeah, these two were super, super confident. So if you do go there, check with Zoe beforehand if she's got them in a field nearby. But she'd probably be more than happy to let you meet them. I didn't keep her for very long, but I was like in love with these sheep. And I quite like their fleece too. But yeah, that was a real, real treat. So we had a great time. So I've ordered a load of wools from World of Wool, just sort of 50 grams and a couple of them in 100 grams. And, you know, it didn't come to that much. I think it came to about £36. I'm not sure. But so I've got a lot of these colours in carded wool, but I don't have them in tops, which is what we used on the Michaela Bartlett course. But yeah, these are all sort of really good natural animal colours. Just some interesting ones. Clay, that's a really unusual colour. And I thought I'd order this just to see what it's like. Silver. Is it silver? Yeah, merino silver. Really unusual. But yeah, some lovely natural animal colours there. Just go on World of Wool and you'll sort of be able to pick them all out under the merino wools. So just got back from Scotland, had a lovely time. You saw the scenery driving through the Cairngorms. Oh my goodness. It's really, I've not been, and I really wanted to go, well, I've probably said this already, but I really wanted to at least go and visit it, and we're going to try and go back next year properly. I gave my crochet deer to my niece. She's 1.5. I think it is like bigger than her, but she really likes it, so that's good. He's gone to a good home. I've ordered some stuff from Zoe Robson Fleece for You, so I just wanted to show you that because I really like it. Look at these little bits of wood logs. I mean, she does the most beautiful wood logs, and she'll post them to you packaged up. Her postage is not too much. So Fleece for You on Facebook, UK only at the moment. But look, aren't they just so gorgeous? And they're just great for putting little felted creations on. And then this also is some carded Shetland, 50 grams. But what a perfect natural hair colour. Isn't that just so nice? And there's a lot there. That's 50 grams and it was £5. She does so much good wool. Definitely worth having a look at if you're after some unique things. And she does lots of blends as well. Excuse me. Right, TEMU, is that how you say it? I think it's how you say it. TEMU. So I did that video on someone on TEMU copying my Highland cow kit design, and I put that video up, and it did really, really well. And I've never had a video do that well in the first sort of 4 days, and it's got up to about 62,000 views, which is loads. But the comments were, there was a range of comments. Loads of people were so supportive of what I've done. Lots of people were like, it's not TEMU, it's a seller on TEMU, because TEMU is like Amazon, and I know that, but I did say that in the video twice. But yeah, I've got some comments here. I just want you to there was some arguments going on within the comments section between people. There was a lot of strong opinions, so I'll just read you a few. Meredith wrote, I bought a mouse kit. I don't know if it's yours. So sorry if it is. I haven't heard of you. I live in Australia. Meredith, I don't do mouse kits. It's fine. Oh, this makes me so angry. I'm going to your website now and buying one of your kits. And that was from Claudia. And I did not expect that at all. Thank you so much, Claudia. She might be in America or somewhere, so she might not be able to buy the kits. I've put US postage on hold for now. In capitals, I never buy anything from TEMU! Exclamation marks. Lawsuit time. That is just so evil. Oh, and then someone said, because I said about watermarking, they said, okay, I have to ask, are you now going to watermark? You said you were bad at it, but you left it at that. Inquiring minds want to know. Please protect your work. So I am going to try and watermark my photos from now on. But I did have someone say AI is just going to be able to remove them in the future. So is that going to even work? It's so very disconcerting to me how many unscrupulous people there are in business. I'm glad you win this round with the baddies, as I call them. That was very nice. That was Stitchy Lynn. Texas Times said, this is a very clever response to the theft. Absolute bargain, if you ask me. I'm sorry this happened, but I love your response. That's what I said when I was going through it, because like £3 for a kit, it was a bargain. And I had lots of people be so nice and say I was really composed about it, like they would have been so angry. You are a beautiful, graceful lady, Wendy, in Australia. So thank you, Wendy. And then this was part of an argument one. Glad you got your designs taken off the site. I refuse to have anything to do with TEMU. Heard bad things about it from the start. And then, well, I have nothing but praises for TEMU. Equanimity is sorely needed in this country. And I had to look up that word, and it means calm composure, I think. I'm shocked that this happened, and shocked TEMU did what needed to be done. Happy ending. I really like that one. Barbara just wrote, ugh, UGH with an exclamation mark. Then I had one person just put all of those emojis on. So that was demonstrating how strongly she felt about it. And then this, by far, is my favourite, from Joanne. I hope you're watching, Joanne. I doubt she would be. Maybe the universe is paying you back for cultural appropriation. Profiteering from a culture that is not your own. You're not Scottish. How does Scottish native cattle have anything to do with you? How does your sales help them or Scotland, one of the poorest parts of the UK? And then she went on about the koalas in Australia. Well, Joanne, my stepmom and dad live in Scotland, in Edinburgh. My sister lives in Scotland. My niece and nephew and my brother-in-law are there, and my brother-in-law's mum. I visit Scotland several times during the year. I've just been. I spend lots of money on the tourism out there. I've just stayed in a place, because I don't always stay with my dad. So I do go there quite a bit. So that is my tiny little link to Scotland. But I'm sorry if that's not enough for you. But I thought that was a very unusual comment. I did not expect that one to come my way. So it was a real conversational video, which I didn't quite mean it to be quite so conversational. And I've never had a video sort of do that well. And it's quite, not scary, but when you start to see all these comments come in that are argumentative, you kind of, I mean, I've read them all, and I've hearted and liked everything. So thank you for everyone's supportive comments on that. That was so kind. But yeah, very interesting one. Lots of people said I should get money back from the kits that they have sold. I'm kind of like, how on earth am I going to find that out? Because I'm probably not even going to be able to trace the companies, and I would need a solicitor and it would cost me a fortune. But anyway, that video did really well. So I have earned some money back from that video. So that's what I take as the money that I might have lost from the kits they sold. We are going to Italy this month. It is our first family holiday all together abroad. We have never been abroad. My son's celiac, so I'm always a little bit, or I have been a bit reserved, and we've never had that much money that we can, you know, go on holidays abroad all the time. We go in the UK and we take the dogs normally. The dogs are going to the kennels again, which I'm hoping it's like one of the last times they go, because Bella's got to go, my little white one as well, and she will not like it. But we are having a family holiday. And we're going to Lake Como in Italy just for 4 nights. So really looking forward to that, and I will get you some shots of where we're staying, just because it's got a beautiful view and the village, but I won't do loads on it. But yeah, really looking forward to that in September, and I am cracking on with the advent calendar. I won't keep going on about it, but that's why I can't show you any of the felting. The snow leopard is up there. I'll get some close-up shots. I was waiting for the wool to arrive, and it has. I should have showed you that already. So I've done quite a lot on him, because just doing the spots all the way around the legs is like, you know, you look on one side and you go, oh, I haven't done the inside of that one, or the back of that one, or the front of that one. So he will be done quite quickly now, because I've done all of the fiddly areas. So yeah, really looking forward to having him done, and I'm going to sort of brush him all over and make him look nice. And I got him this case, which hopefully you'll see in the overlay right now. That was from Amazon. I can link it in my shop, and I just think it's a really great way to display him. And that is it. That's it from me. So I hope you're managing to get some crafting time in. I feel autumn has come because the leaves are falling. I don't know about anyone else. The leaves are falling where we are. They're turning golden on some trees, and it's so early, but we do love autumn, don't we? So, or fall if you're in America. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful month of crafting. I will try and do a mini update next month again, but again, it's not going to involve, well, the finished leopard, snow leopard, hopefully. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.